Hi guys. For my new subs, this is my daughter Casey. This is my baby girl Molly. Toby's on the floor chewing on a chew toy. Do you guys,
Toby?
Yeah, there's Toby. Do you guys watch Life with Patty? I love her channel. Patty's this is a real sweet woman. On her last video, maybe the one before that, I don't know, someone had sent her some friend mail, and she got a bunch of really nice stuff, and one thing was a zebra sticker, and she said, oh, she could use that. Her high school mascot was the Fighting Zebras.
How funny.
That's what I thought, too. I thought, Fighting Zebras, because I know she went to school in California. It's not Africa. And I thought that was just... I wonder how they, whoops, I kicked you over, sorry. I wondered how they came up with that for a high school mascot. So I told her she needs to do a video on that. I went to try.
Wait, we're cricket. That's driving me crazy. Hang on, guys. I'm going to move us a little. There we go. Straight. Okay.
I Googled Fighting Zebras to see if I could find out why they named their mascot that. But, I got a newspaper article, and you had to subscribe to the newspaper to read it, so I didn't. So I just Googled strange high school mascots, or school mascots. And there are other high schools that are zebras. What was your high school's?
Mine was a Longhorn, which seemed normal to me because of where we live, but I guess some people would think, why a Longhorn? I don't know.
Well,
they're here. So
we live in Texas, and they're Longhorn.
Maybe there's a lot of zebras in California that people like. I don't know.
I don't know.
People own. I don't know.
But anyway, we have one high school here, Emerald High School, and their mascot is the Golden Sandstorm. They go by Sandies. Now, I think that's weird.
That's weird, but then when you've grown up with that, knowing that mascot, it's never, I've never thought about it.
We have sandstorms here a lot. But anyway, so I was looking in, I Googled weird mascot names, and I came up with some doozies. You are going to think I'm making this up. I am not. Some are funny, some are just weird, some could possibly be offensive to some people. Because when you think of high school or football team mascots, you think of fierce and powerful and strong.
Yeah.
My high school mascot was, we were the Rattlers, like a rattlesnake. But I grew up in New Mexico, and where rattlesnakes are plentiful. But rattlesnakes are scary and dangerous, and they have venom that can kill you. They're a mighty beast. Well, I found a high school in Columbia, Missouri, and they are the Cupies, like a Cupid doll.
I don't know what a Cupid doll is.
Oh, it's from way back, like in the 1920s, I think. It was a little baby doll that had a curl on top of its head. It was like plastic. It wasn't or rubber. A Cupid doll was a thing way back then.
That is really strange.
Yeah, they're the Cupid dolls. And what I read was that way back in the early 1900s, somebody sat a Cupid doll on the basketball court, and they played this entire game without breaking the Cupid doll, so they started calling them Cupid dolls. Now they're just known as Cupies.
You think after a while they would change and get a new mascot?
Oh, you would think. You would think. But then here's another funny one. I don't know which is worse. In Fisher, Illinois. Now, Illinois has a lot of strange mascots. This one...
I hope none of your subs are from Illinois. They might be offended.
I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to offend you. I'm just saying, you're unique. Fisher, Illinois. Their high school mascot is the Bunny Rabbits. They're bunnies. Because in I can't read up my own writing, 1933, there was a basketball coach that wore rabbit's feet all over his clothing for good luck. And so they called them the bunnies.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
That's fierce. I love this one. There's a place called Putnam County, West Virginia. Their high school name is Polka High School, P-O-C-A. And their mascot is the dots. They're polka dots.
That is really... A dot can't be a mascot.
Their costumed character is just a big round red circle with a face on it.
Weird.
They're the dots. Because way back in the day, their mascot used to be a Native American on a horse. But, I mean, way back in the 1900s, somebody said their uniforms are red. That looks like a lot of red polka dots running out around on the field. So they started calling themselves the dots. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how many states, high schools choose their name according to the agricultural field around them. Like I said, we were Rattlers. That's a scary thing. You were Longhorns. Longhorns are scary. Those horns are long and pointed. In Ridgefield, Washington, they are the Sputters. Spudders, because they grow a lot of potatoes there.
Oh, that's funny. But
so they're the Sputters, but
they probably get made fun of something.
The elementary school mascot is Tater Tots.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, these poor people. In Hoopeston, Illinois, it's the sweet corn capital of the world, and they're called the Corn Jerkers because in the 1920s, a sports writer was talking about they were always late to the game because they were still in the field jerking corn off the stalk. So they're the Corn Jerkers.
That's one that after a while you can change it to something else.
Well, they haven't yet. Okay, hang on. I've got a whole bunch more. There's something. Oh, shoot. I should have had this all sorted out. And I just scribbled these down so I can't even read my own handwriting. In Blooming Prairie, Minnesota.
I gotta check on Toby.
Okay. Over 100 years ago, a sports writer called them the Blossoms. The Blossom team. And so, they are the Blossoms, those football players and basketball players. In 1970, they added awesome fighting flowers. They added awesome blossoms, the fighting flowers. And in two places in I think they're both in Illinois, New Berlin, Illinois, and Freeport, I wrote down. I think that's in Illinois, but I might be wrong there. Their mascot, they call their team the Pretzels. And there are two schools that have pretzels as their mascot. I guess I'm missing something there. In Rocky Ford, Colorado, that I believe is in the southwestern portion of the state of Colorado. They grow a lot of melons in that area. They are the Meloneers. Their mascot is a menacing watermelon. And their yearbook is called Lee Cantaloupe. Because they grow a lot of cantaloupe in that area. Oh, this one. Actually, I like this one. I mean, I don't really like the name, but I like what they do with it. In Yuma, Arizona, in 1910, there was a school that caught on fire, destroyed the entire school, so they were forced to meet in a closed prison. Cell blocks were the classrooms.
How awful. So
they call their team the Criminals. I mean, that's sad. Support our criminals. But what I like about it is when the football players are going out onto the football field, they have a police car with a siren going and lights going, And he drives across the football field, and then all the football players follow him, and he goes in a circle, and they had fun with that. Now, there is another place that should have paid attention to that one. Let me find it. Hang on. Crooksville, Ohio. Crooksville. They could have been criminals, but they chose to be ceramics. Go ceramics!
How could your mascot be something fragile and breaking? That is the oddest thing I've ever heard.
There's several that have them. Their mascot is a midget. Okay, and this one might be offensive to some people. Robstown. Oh shoot! I didn't put down the state. Anyway, some town named Robstown. I'm pretty sure it was in Texas. They are the cotton pickers. In another place in Illinois, they're called the Orphans because way back in the day, a sportscaster said they looked so shabby because they were a poor school and they had mismatched uniforms for their basketball players. I mean, this was a long, long time ago. He said they looked like a bunch of orphans, so that's what they called them. And the women's team are called Annies. Webb High School in Tennessee. I didn't put down the name of the city, but it's in Tennessee. They are the Feet. F-E-E-T. Oh, this is one that I needed to look it up and see if they're still called that. It's a high school in Alaska. They are called the Half-Breeds.
Oh my goodness.
When I was a little kid, half-breed in New Mexico wasn't even a derogatory term. It was just a descriptive term. But then I understood later that it was sort of a derogatory thing, and I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, I'm thinking they would have to change that.
I think I need to check and see. I'll put in the comments whether they are still called that. Yuba City, California, they're the Honkers. Frankfort, Indiana, they're hot dogs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this one is just stupid. Annapolis, Maryland. They have a high school that their team is called the Oobizags, which is gazebo spelled backwards after a structure on the campus. They have a gazebo, so they spelled it backwards and it made themselves...
That is the silliest thing I've ever heard.
Oobizags. And I'm not even sure what this even means. Harrison, Tennessee, they're the Purple Pounders. Kenton, Michigan, I think, they're the Rocks. Their swim team's motto is "Swim like a rock." Cairo, Georgia, they're the Syrup Makers. Their mascot is a pitcher of syrup.
That's kind of odd.
Aiken, Minnesota, but also someplace in Texas, the mascot is a turkey. Atkins, Minnesota calls their team the Gobblers.
Well, turkeys are scary. I'd hate for that to be my mascot, but
I'm scared of turkeys. Here's another zebra. This is in Grandview, Texas. And we're talking about way back in the day. They had a basketball team. A fire destroyed their school and they lost all their equipment and they had to get the cheapest uniforms they could find. So they bought some that were rejected by another school. They were lavender with gold stripes. So they called themselves the Zebras.
I hope their school colors aren't still lavender and gold.
I don't know. This is a college, not a high school. Cleveland. They're the Fighting Okra.
That's odd.
There's a town in Texas called Hutto. Way back in the 1900s, a circus train was going through town and a hippopotamus escaped its cage on the train and they had to hunt it down. Mm-hmm. So now they're the hippos.
That's kind of an odd way to decide what mascot.
I don't know how people choose these mascot names, but tell us what the mascot was at your school or your university. And we'll see who has the Strangest ones. I'm going to look on that one from Alaska, and I'll tell you if they've changed it or not. I can't believe they're still able to use that. But anyway, that's my video for today. Go Cupies. Go ceramics. All right. Bye, guys. Okay, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. If you're offended, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I didn't mean to really make fun of anybody. I'm just telling you, I was surprised when I read about these, and you're not weird, you're unique. So don't shoot the messenger. And I looked up that high school in Alaska. I think the name of the town is Aniak. And as recently as 2020, they still had that as their mascot. Their depiction around their school is a Native American with a spear and a white man with a rifle. And I guess they think that describes their area perfectly. I don't know. But anyway, as recently as 2020, it was still called that. Okay, I don't know anything else. I'm sorry this is just such a stupid video. I just don't have anything to tell you today. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.